After marching to the port, some protesters went home. Others returned to Frank Ogawa Plaza at City Hall, which has pretty much become the base camp for Occupy Oakland. KTVU's Ken Wayne is there now with what's going on right now, and also a look at the vandalism that took place earlier this afternoon. Ken?
Frank, there are still several hundred people here at the intersection of 14th and Broadway near Frank Ogawa Plaza. For the most part, this has been a very peaceful gathering. There is no police presence here, and we haven't had any problems. However, you can see a couple of dumpsters on the side of the street. There's been a little bit of a ping-pong battle with the dumpsters. A group of masked protesters came by and tipped the dumpsters over to form a barricade in the street, but then other protesters came over, tipped them back up, and pushed them out of the way. And as you mentioned, there has been some vandalism. Workers at the Wells Fargo Bank at 12th and Broadway spent the evening removing the broken glass from several shattered windows. Witnesses say there was a peaceful crowd of protesters passing the bank when one person started to smash windows. A witness said the crowd tried to get him to stop.
I felt very positive when I saw the breaking of the windows and everything. It broke my heart, it really did. And it was only when I saw others stopping it and cleaning graffiti that it restored my faith in humanity and in the movement itself.
A similar scene was found at the Whole Foods Market at 27th and Harrison. The word strike was spray painted on the side of the building and more paint was thrown against the walls. Someone here also shattered a large double pane window.
And then I saw one or two people who covered themselves to not be identified. Knocking over the gate, throwing things at the building, and spraying painting it.
Off camera, security guards say some protesters tried to force their way into the store but were turned away, leaving employees and some frightened customers inside until the demonstrators left. The vandalism is frustrating to many people in the Occupy movement. They say those carrying out the destruction are tarnishing the Occupy message and giving the movement a black eye.
Either the city council and the mayor keep some sort of law and order, or else it's just anarchy.
Here's an example of some of the internal strife within the Occupy movement. One of the protesters was spray painting on the side of the Whole Foods store. Other protesters didn't like that and moved in to try to get that protester to stop, and they eventually succeeded, but that was after much of the damage was done. So again, live here at 14th and Broadway, you can see there is still a very large crowd. I've been walking through this crowd all night, up and down Broadway, and I can tell you 99%, and not to use that term in the way that the Occupy movement is doing it, 99% of the people out here have been very mellow, very peaceful, with no problems whatsoever. Mostly singing, dancing, gathering, and having a good time. There is a very small element, though, that has been causing some trouble. Live in downtown Oakland, Ken Wayne, KTVU Channel 2 News.